Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in the past YouTube, I have shared with you there are three types of body conditioning training. A comprehensive ancient Chinese martial art will have all those three types of training. And that leads to many of our Wing Chun friends, martial art friends, kung fu friends message me, discuss with me on this three type of body conditioning training. Most people have never heard about it. And many Wing Chunner friends start to asking me on whether Chi Sao fulfill the three types of body conditioning, whether Woodern Dummy fulfill those type of training. And there are many friends told me what do they train. Some have only one type of training. Some have two. So today I like to share with you more into this because this is serious stuff. If we don't get this thing clear, then for sure there is no comprehensive kung fu there. See, practicing kung fu is not like I share with you this technique can block this technique and then I'm going to punch you and all those kind of stuff. Those are technical stuff. It has to base on your body conditioning. Like when you say, well, we want to practice kung fu for self-defense. And I want to get stronger. I want to get more healthier. And somebody might say, well, I want to be able to defend myself. I want to be able to fight. Well, the entire thing is based on these three types of body conditioning training. When we train something, we need to ask ourselves, what is this workout is for? What is this training is for? What is it get me after this training? It is not just like having fun, like in the Jackie Chan movie. Okay? This thing is serious stuff and it requires discipline. Discipline to know exactly what are we training and what result we expect for. You need to be disciplined on this. Fighting is not fun. Keep fit is not for playing around, playing game. It is serious stuff, okay? So if you know me personally, you know that many people, when they start to talk nonsense on I can do this with the Woodern Dummy and do that, I often ask them, what are you doing here? Playing Jackie Chan? So let me start to share with you the system, and then let me get into the question and answer this, all this friend asking me on this chi sao, this Woodern Dummy, and different sort of stuff. So hopefully after this video, you are really clear. You are very clear where you are. Remember the teaching of Zen? Don't cheat yourself, don't cheat others, don't get cheated. Martial art is something really, really need to take extremely seriously. So let's go. In martial art, over here, we talk about the Wing Chun, 1850, or any other ancient Chinese martial art. You need to know a comprehensive system will have the body conditioning needed to support the uniqueness of the uniqueness in fighting of the style, of the particular style. And it will have the charging or recovery training. It will have the fitness training or circulation training or aerobic based training. And it will have the strengthening training, which is the endurance training, the explosive power, and it is the high-speed training. So a martial art will have to consist of these three types of body conditioning. But this is just the basic. Okay. For example, like in Wing Chun, you talk about Tan Sao, Bong Sao, and all those things. And you need to know about the uniqueness of fighting, which is a sticking body short strike. It's not just hand, just Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Tan Da, those kind of stuff. And all the sticking body short strike, you need to have this body conditioning to support it, or else it never works. Now, knowing this is not enough. You cannot fight with this. Even you know this, you master this, you still cannot fight. You need to go up to the tactical level, which is a momentum play level. Okay, so you have a close body, you got the throw, you have a long distance kick, punching, you have to going to the ground. This is the tactical level. It filled with different type of combo and different type of baiting or setup. Fighting is not you throw me a punch and I'm going to block you and then I'm going to punch you. Fighting is about you set the thing up. The bottom line is to KO him in the minimum time with minimum effort. That's fighting. Okay. So one must know this when one study a martial art or learn a martial arts. One must have this component, this two level of training. Level one consists of body conditioning and your uniqueness. Again, for example, this is a sticking body short strike. This is not Western boxing. This is not BJJ. Everybody have their uniqueness. And over here, it doesn't matter what style your martial art is. You need to play in terms of different distance, angles, and level. For sure, if you have this uniqueness, your best shot is here. You want people to get into here, so you can KO him here. If you are good at kicking, you want people to get to here, and you take him out. If you are good in the ground, then you want people to be here. So over here, it doesn't matter what is your style. The bottom line is what is the tactical to take you down. And of course, if you know all this thing is even better, but face it, nobody is knowing everything. So this is the body conditioning. If you have the full 3 types of body conditioning, the nurture chi or the charging or recovery training, the fitness training or the circulation training, and the martial art training, if you have all of those, say the charging training or the nurture chi training here, you will be able to enter into the natural world. You will be able to drop your heart rate. When you do those practice, you will be able to raise your heart rate variability. Scientifically, you have to be able to do that if you have that training or you have that type of body conditioning. Okay? Now, if you have the martial art training, you will have the lactate threshold training, the basic anaerobic training, the advanced anaerobic training. If you want to fight, you have to have all this training. Or else you can beat up common people, or you are stronger, you are born better, you can beat up usual people. But when you're facing a pro, it's a completely different story. A pro will have this lactate threshold training, the basic anaerobic training, and advanced anaerobic training. And if you want to fight, not beating up the weak people, but fighting the people who train, then advanced anaerobic training is a must. Now, for the lactate threshold and basic anaerobic training, it will look like this, your heart rate. So say this is about a 20 minutes play or 25 minutes play. You'll look at that and you will have this massive in the zone 4. Okay, zone 4 here. Zone 4, accelerated impulse momentum handling zone. And in the zone 4, you also train for your lactic threshold and your basic anaerobic. This lactic threshold and some, since zone 4 is between 80% to 90% of your maximum, 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate. You have mostly the lactic threshold and then the some of the anaerobic. Now, if you want to train in fighting, you need to get the advanced anaerobic, which is you have to get into 100% of your maximum heart rate and even might be exceeding it. It'll be like this. Maximum 161. It pick up, it top up here. You see here? threshold, 7 minutes in threshold. Anaerobic, this is 2.14 minutes. And you see here is maximum is 161. Okay, this is me. Okay, so I'm 63 years old. My maximum is 157. By calculation, 220 minus 57. Sorry, 220 minus 63 is 157. So it go beyond. This is max 161. It go beyond 157, which is my maximum. So that is in advanced anaerobic. Over here, I can last 2 minutes 14 seconds here. And then go up here and then come down, come 1 minute, come down. Okay, now. So you need to have this training if you want to talk about martial arts. Okay, now. This is not about that I am the grandmaster or what. No, it is not. All those pro, either they go running, they are swimming, and all those kind of things, they all have this zone 4 or threshold zone training. Okay. So if you look at this, like in an article, heart rate zone, zone 4, threshold zone, this zone 4. That is a very good thing here, he said. This is very important. If you are unfit and your threshold heart rate point is within your low zone, zone 1 to zone 3, you can train the threshold zone. It is simply too high heart rate intensity. You need to stay below your threshold for all your exercise. This is one of the primary reasons why exercise fail the healthy unfit. You are asking them to train far above their threshold. Okay. Now, and you say here, let's say you are beginning an exercise program. You are healthy and you are motivated to be successful. You are told to follow the arithmetical formula to calculate your exercise heart rate zone. So you use 220 minus your H formula, as what I shared with you just now, which is on the wall chart at your athletic club. You start your program, jump into 70, 85% heart rate range and can maintain that for more than 5 to 10 minutes. But you are told that you are to stay there for more than 20 minutes, 4 days a week. At that intensity level, your chest is pounding, your breathing is faster than you could have imagined, and the pain is enormous. What do you do? If you are like most, you quit and then try restart some future time. The reason you fail is that you were told to train at the level that is above your threshold and cannot sustain. It is not your fault that you couldn't do it. You were given the wrong information. Don't be too hard on your trainer and coaches, though. It is all likelihood they didn't know the correct information either. They were blind by the accepting paradigm. Blind by the accepted paradigm. So be warned that we are now leaving the comfort of the health and fitness area for wellness continuum. If you aren't ready, fit, or aren't interested in training for performance sake, this might be where you choose to get off the bus. So not everybody can train this thing. Okay? Not everybody can train this thing. until you prepare on this, you're looking for problem. Not to mention that if you have no idea on this thing, I really don't know what you do, okay? So again, the three basic body conditioning training. Now, after you know this, let's get into some real situation. Now, this is a friend in the Facebook group, in the Wing Chun Facebook group. He said this. Okay, so it's important to establish one's training goal. One, charging or nurture chi training. The second is circulation aerobic base of fitness training. And the third is strengthening training, as what we just go through. And he said that often I forgot about that and focus only for one or two. Now, this is my reply. The critical is, what method do one use to train these three training? Saying I focus on this or that really doesn't mean anything. So what method do you use to train? And they come back, you say that for charging, the method I use is the N1 process. Well, N1 process is the process in this Wing Chun Inception book. And then for circulations, he's using the S21 or swinging arm, which is I share in this channel. Now, so I reply, add the red boat training band for strengthening training. Red boat training band I share in this channel, right? Since red boat training band has both multi-directional force and momentum handling, which is the multi-directional force and the momentum handling is in my book, Restricting Wing Chun. Those are about the strength. That's what I mentioned yesterday in the video. This way, you know the methods of training. You can train all this thing. However, the thing apply. If you never really develop your charging and your fitness or circulation training, you jump right away into the strengthening or martial art training, you'll be like here. Like over here, you cannot handle it. And it's going to screw your body. A well-known thing in the old timer in Asia. Bruce Lee do not know this. Bruce Lee is actually focused more in this training. So if you ask those the old timer in Asia who all know all those things, who know the complete system, like Mr. late Nan Huaijing, he'll tell that Bruce Lee do not know about this chi stuff. That's why he died. That's why the way how he trained is problematic. Well, that is 60 years ago. But today, even in Western science, we know that you need to have this balance up with the recovery. So it is a tragic that Bruce Lee's time, they don't have the science, and he doesn't have the teaching of the ancient Chinese. Face it, that's the reality, okay? So if you just train in, say, the charging and the fitness or the circulations, you are only trained the Chinese Kung Fu for health. You are not training martial arts. If you train only for circulations, you are training only for fitness. You are not training the Chinese Kung Fu for health. If you just train the martial art or the strengthening, that again, you are not trained the full Chinese martial arts. You just only training for fighting. And the problem there is based on your body. If your body or your aging, you'll end up like Bruce Lee. This is all science. This is all known stuff, okay? So you need to be careful. Now get into the Qi Sao. You just look into the Qi Sao training if you want to, as many friends ask me about Qi Sao. Did you train any circulation and fitness for your entire body in Qi Sao? Do you train in that martial arts strengthening training, like your heart rate can go this high and those things? Which is like in the threshold, you go up for 20 minutes per, at least 10 to 20 minutes per session. The continuously. Okay. Like here is 14 minutes. Okay. Over here is it, you tell, right? Over here, you start your program, jump into this heart rate range and can maintain that for more than 5-10 minutes, but you are told you are to stay there for at least 20 minutes. Does your Qi Sao have that quality of training? Of course not. And if you don't have that quality of training, how can you get to this? How can you get to the advanced anaerobic? Okay. Which is your sparring, which is you go to your limits. That is Qi Sao. So anybody thinking Qi Sao can for fighting, forget about it. You don't have the body conditioning. You can do Qi Sao as long as you want, but you never get into the body conditioning, even exit the threshold zone. So you want to face the Western MMA player, the pro, you can do it, okay? However, one thing I want to share with you here. Whatever start from the threshold training, when you start with the threshold training and you go deeper into the strengthening training, those are really body damaging because those are actually pushing your limit. Anything pushing your limit, according to ancient Chinese teaching, is going to screw you. Again, the example of the tragic of Bruce Lee, he's pushing the limit too far. Okay. So that's the reality. Now, Woodern Dummy, same with Qi Sao. Have you ever up to the threshold level? Have you ever go up to the advanced and anaerobic, like Mike Tyson sparring? Though how intense that? So no, by science today, or even by the ancient definition, the Chi Sao and the Woodern Dummy, the most is the in this way in the most is in this here, zone 3 and maybe a little bit zone 4. Training that way is not going to be able to get you to fight in the full accelerated. Continues to play the tactical game. Okay, the tactical game. You cannot do it. Over here, you need to go sparring. Fight for real. Because it's tactical to play here. Okay. So this is what I like to share with you. This is the truth. If you don't have this part of what I just tell you in this video, and you talk about this is a martial arts and everything, no, come on. That's why Chinese Kung Fu is looked at like a fake Chinese Kung Fu by Xu Xiaodong. You think how train this way? You think the Tai Chi Lei Lei train this way? You think this Li Gang or Wing Chun train this way as what I share with you? Of course not. You look at their body and then it is not. Now you look at Xu Xiaodong and all our MMA players, did they train this way like what? Zhang Weili? Of course, yes. So how are you going to face somebody who trained that way? Now I get old, I just whatever the thing I share with you, my curve of training, there is just my records. Now, just to share with you, I retire. I just go for the fitness and the charging, not so in more in the strengthening thing. Because I have to consider by my body. So this is the truth. The truth that nobody tell you in past 160 years. But 160 years ago, if you train, you have to go through that. If you train with General Qi Ji Gong 460 years ago, you have to go through that at least in the fighting. Even General Qi Ji Gong, by the time he is 60 years old prior to his passing away, he's very sick, ill. So all these things have a price to pay. I'm not here to put down Bruce Lee. I just tell you the truth. I'm not here to put down General Qi Ji Guang. I just tell you the truth. You want to train in the fighting, and like in right now, you can see a lot of MMA friends. I have a lot of friends with MMA. They have a lot of injury. Okay. So you see now the entire thing. The notion I share with you this is so that you know, you choose. Do you want to go into that performance stuff? If you're not, then I can train Wing Chun for a traditional culture. I don't have to boast myself as a martial artist. I know how to play my Xiu Lim Tao sets, my Cham Q Beauty sets, the Chi Sao and everything. As a culture, and there's nothing wrong with that. There might be helping me in my circulations and so forth. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to see the entire content of Wing Chun 1850, that's what it is. If you want to see the entire the content of traditional Chinese martial art, that's what it is. So this is what I like to share with you. Today is the Thanksgiving days. To share this with you is also to say, for me to say Thanksgiving to all the teacher or my sifu I have learned from. and to the expert in the West who work hard in the sports science, because without all this, my teacher, my sifu, and this expert in the West, I will not be able to tell you whatever I tell you today. However, once you know what I share with you today, please take care of your health, your training, your student. If in your school you are not sure on anything, just contact me in the Facebook Messenger. I give you free consultation. The who is important is the student, the people. Make sure that they are not getting into those disaster. You know now, by now, if you don't have the strengthening training, you cannot go fight. Forget about it. You couldn't even get into the threshold training for 5-10 minutes. How can you go fight? Threshold is just for the first layer of the endurance. That is not even to the advanced anaerobic when you go full speed, go more than your maximum heart rate. Okay? This is the reality. So in my world, there's no such thing as grandmaster. There's only such thing as order science. As in the Sun Tzu, the art of war, it said that those who calculate more win. We need to do assessments there before even before the war. We need to know where we stand when we face something. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hope that you have a better, a very prosper next year, and you get a lot from this video out so that it be able to help you.